To another episode of Asexualise My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you and yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button down below. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as we go along if you're enjoying the content. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of Asexual Perspectives and founder of asexualise.com and Asexualise Academy. I'm currently working hard to get my sites back online, by the way. They're currently offline at the moment. So, this video is going to be a short one, but straight to the point. So I'm on ASAP, as you know. ASAP is an asexual dating site. Dating app basically. So I've been told it's like Tinder, but for asexuals. I've never been on Tinder, but Tinder apparently you swipe across profiles. So that's what they've got on ASAP. And one thing that really, really bugs me is when people have information missing from their profile, because obviously it means they've got something to hide, right? Something that's a secret that they don't want the world to know about. And I just find that a bit off-putting, to be honest, because it's kind of a red flag that they aren't that open with people. So this particular person, they approached me. I think I told you that a younger foreign guy who's 25, who lives in it said they live in the UK, but they've put relationship type ask me, and they've put profession ask me. And so whenever I see stuff like that, it always makes me feel uncomfortable, in the sense that why have they not just put what they're interested in? Because I'm just really happy because this other person started messaging me on ASAP, and I really fancy him. I think I've seen him on Asexuality as well, but yeah, I just got a message back from him. It's really nice because he said, this is another person. He said, why are all the pretty ones halfway across the ocean? Damn it! Ha ha. Sorry for the rant. How are you? Hey, beautiful. Thanks for getting back to me. Isn't that sweet? I've seen him on Asexuality actually. And I thought, God, he's really good looking. But yeah, like he said, we live oceans apart. So that's a different guy. But I've seen him before. And I really wanted to speak to him, but I didn't know if he'd be interested in me. Because I think he's on Asexuality. I think he likes a lot of girls, from what I remember on there. So you're doing all that and looking all pretty. It's just making me regret the distance even more. Oh, God, he's originally from Pakistan. Oh. Pakistan! You know I like foreign guys from the Middle East. It's like, at least I'm getting foreign guys more interested in me now, which is great. So going back to this other guy that said that they're 25, single, they approached me, said, hi, how are you? And I really liked some of their profile and stuff. But then they said relationship type asked me and profession asked me. And like I said, whenever they do that, I always think they've got something to hide. So I thought, I don't know what this person's got to hide. But I did start messaging them back. And then they started saying they are demisexual. Right, but they've got heteromantic asexual on here. They got nothing about being demisexual in their profile. Not written or anything. So I said, okay. I said, but I don't like sex. And they said, I'm demisexual, but I could be with an asexual girl. And I'm like, okay. So, but that was, I don't have a, if someone's demisexual, then why don't they just put, I'm demisexual, but I'm fine with an asexual person? Do you know what I mean? Why don't they be honest about it in their main profile? So that's a little bit, sketchy, if you know what I mean. Because it's like, well, why don't you just mention it? Why don't you put you're a heteromantic demisexual, but you don't need sex? Because there's another guy, like I said, on ASAP, and he's been very honest and said, I'm not asexual, but I can live a happily sex-free life, which is amazing. He's a young guy. He's in his 20s in the UK, and I'm, he's not foreign, though, but he looks nice, actually. But, it's like, why don't they just put that in their profile? And then when they started talking to me, they said they're a trans guy. which I can kind of understand a little bit maybe why they didn't put that in their profile. But even so, you know, they could have been honest about that. But do you know what I mean? And then I asked, then it said obviously they hadn't revealed their profession. And I said, what's your profession? Then they said that they were working, they put they're in the United Kingdom. Then they said they work at Heathrow. And then they said they finished studying, haven't got a work permit and can't work here anymore. And then they're going to another country in a couple of months. So I was just so confused by that. I'm like, well, are you in the UK? Are you not? I don't get it. So anyway, they said that they said they were happy to chat to me about it over the phone. They'd rather answer any question I have over the phone, which I thought was really nice and proactive. But they said, oh, on Skype or Facebook. So I said, oh, Facebook Messenger or Skype's fine. Because they said about WhatsApp, I don't have WhatsApp or something else. But I said, I'm happy for video chat. But they said, yeah. And then they said they'd messaged me on Skype to connect. But I haven't got that message. So I don't know if they ever sent it. But I've updated my Skype. It's not coming up on my iPad on Skype or on my desktop. I can't find an invitation from them anywhere. So I messaged them back saying, well, what's your name? Because on Skype, because, you know, I haven't got that message. You know, so I don't know. But they said they're free tomorrow, and they said for me to pick a time. I picked a time, and then they said, "Oh, message me on Skype before you before you're gonna chat." And I'm like, "Well, do you know what I mean? I prefer a person just to be there." So it says, "Sure, I'm free. Just text me on Skype before you call. Let me add you." I texted you on Skype, but yeah, but I can't see any message from them. I'm not saying they didn't send it for definite, because I know sometimes my Skype plays up, but it's just like, why can't you just put in your profile exactly what you are, you know? I mean, I kind of get it with the trans, because I know some people can get a bit, you know, like, find it difficult to say that, and they'd rather do that in private message, so I can kind of ask that. But I mean, the profession, why don't they just say in the relationship type? It's fine, that's what it's actually asking. And why can't they put demisexual, heteromantic, but I'm okay without sex? I don't get why they can't put that. So, yeah, just beware of missing information, because it obviously means they've got something to hide, and then you need to find out what their secret is, what they not put in their profile. And it's just a bit of extra work, you know. I really like people that are so upfront, honest and transparent and open. But it is really nice that this other guy started to message me, because I was really super attracted to him. But I think he's after a lot of girls, to be honest, because he said, why are all the pretty girls abroad? Which, it's nice that he includes me in that, which is, oh, he used to build websites too. Oh my God, this guy used to build websites. You know, this is the other guy now that just started messaging me, the one I've always wanted to hear from, but never heard from before. And he's originally from Pakistan. He lives in the USA now. And that he used to build websites. You know, I get so asexually turned on by guys who build websites. I'm like, oh my God, you build websites. Like, most women, females, would not have any interest most of the time in website building unless they do that for a living. There are a few people that do, but the majority is very guy-ruled. And a lot of women get bored with website talk. I don't. I could talk about it loads, you know. I get very super attracted to a guy who talks about websites, who knows about them, and it just asexually turns me on, as it makes me want to kiss them and speak to them more, not have sex with them, obviously. So yeah, it's really nice that he's done that as well. Oh, originally from Pakistan. Oh, why is it? I do have to agree with him. Why are all the good-looking ones abroad? Because, like, I go on ASAP, and all the time when I look at the people in the UK, like the guys in the UK, usually I'm just not interested in them because they're just not good-looking to me. I'm just not attracted to guys aesthetically from my own country. I just look and I'm like, really? Is that the best there is? I know that sounds really cool. But obviously it must happen with other people in their country as well. They must prefer foreign people as well. It's really weird. I know a lot of that. I know a number of Indian women don't like Indian guys. They can't stand them and want someone else. So, from another country. So it's quite weird, isn't it, that I like Indian guys. But like I said, they don't have to be Indian. Actually, the guy who did contact me, who's a trans guy and was interested in me and said they're going to Skype tomorrow, they do look Indian, but I don't know because they haven't told me not even their nationality yet. So I don't know. They could be Indian, Sri Lankan, I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see if they actually do Skype me at 3 o'clock tomorrow, because if I haven't even got their Skype contact details, if they don't give it to me and we're not connected, I can't do that anyway, can I? But I'm not afraid. I mean, I'm not afraid of talking onto camera to someone I don't know, because I kind of think it's a very quick way of finding out for someone. If you sit there talking to them for hours, you can usually suss them out to see whether they're genuine or not, because you can watch their eyes, you can watch their body language, you can watch what they say, what they don't say, you can watch the way they are with you, you can see how genuine they are or not a lot of the time. That's why I like doing video chat. It just cuts to the chase. But also the guy who is trans, who was in the UK, and I'm not even sure if they are anymore, I'm meant to be Skyping. They're moving countries anyway to Denmark for 2 months. So at the moment, they can't get back in the UK by the sound of it. So, they're no good for me anyway. I've told them I need a person in the UK. I can't do long distance relationship at all. And, they have, they're vegetarian, which I do like about them, but they don't like even seeing animals in the zoo or aquarium, which I do appreciate. People who love animals don't always like to see animals in cages or, well, I guess in tanks. And I'm glad they feel like that. I respect them for it. But, that'd be no good for me, because I'm the opposite. I get really good vibes from going to an aquarium. It's massively peaceful for me. And I find the whole atmosphere of going to an aquarium, like I'm at one with my soul. Like the fish is so beautiful. I think they're fine. They seem to enjoy it. They got beautiful colours in them. I find the whole aquarium thing so very peaceful, and it really chills me out. And I want a person I'm going to be able to go to zoos and theme parks and aquariums with. And really, because I find zoos and aquariums really romantic. I like kissing and cuddling with a partner around them, And so it's really important that, when you're not interested in sex as an asexual, if you're having a relationship, that you have a lot in common with hobbies and interests, because obviously you've got to do something in place of what all these sexual people will be doing with the sex stuff, And obviously I do like kissing and cuddling, but I like to have shared interests with the person. You really need to, for a long, sustainable relationship. Yes, it's good to have different hobbies and different interests. Sometimes you don't need to do everything the same. And yes, I can go to places on my own, but if I'm just doing exactly the same things I've do on my own as being in a relationship with someone, to me it's like I may as well just stay single and not have the hassle. I know that sounds really bad, but it's like, I don't want to. It's like if a person's really against zoos and aquariums, I'd feel bad or guilty that I was going to them and they don't like it. I feel it was weird somehow, even though it's not, because I love them and it's my own prerogative. But I'd rather get someone who wants to go to those type of places with me, who wants to kiss and colour, who wants to go around looking at the animals and the fishies, and do you know what I mean, and feels good about it like I do. Like I went with one of my best asexual friends, Andy, last month. We went to the aquarium together for International Celebrate Being Single Day on February the 14th, and I had one of the most bestest times of my life. Obviously Andy was great company, but also the aquarium was amazing as well. It lit up my soul. It's peaceful, tranquil, beautiful to look at, stunning colours in the fish. I just felt really peaceful and happy, and it was nice to share that experience with a best friend, and that's what made it even more special and amazing and magical, and me and Andy got so well, so it just solidified our friendship even more, our asexual friendship even more. And so I really, really loved that, and I think in any potential relationship, it's important that you have some main things that you love to do together that bring you closer together as people. Because if I've got that with my asexual friends, then obviously I want to double down on that type of thing, as it were, do more of it with a partner or potential partner, because that means a lot to me. And so I really don't think that this person tomorrow that who I'm Skyping, I really don't think they're aesthetically, they look like a guy that's really good looking. But in terms of actual, like, main beliefs and interests, I'm not sure. I don't think we're the same sort of person, really. But it'll be very interesting to see if they do Skype. I mean, they do, like, they are a trans guy, but they do look like a guy. They do talk like a guy as well. So, because I never really thought about being with a trans person seriously before. Like, but I've got a friend, online trans guy friend that I've been friends with for over 4 years now, and they were born female. I knew them originally as female and the agender, and then trans guy, and they are marrying their bisexual fiance next month on the 24th of May, which is the same day as my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and they have a kid. They had a baby last year, so yeah. But they haven't had physical surgery, so they still look female. Whereas this person that messaged me, who said they live in London, but I don't know if they do still, and I'm Skyping them supposedly, then, they've had all that surgery and everything, so at least they look like a guy. I can't be with someone who looks like a woman. I'm not a lesbian, do you know what I mean? I'm not physically interested in the female body whatsoever. I get repulsed by it. I'm not interested in the guy below the waist, to be quite honest. I find the male anatomy not very good looking at all. But if I had to choose, I would definitely choose the male every time, because I'm not attracted to a female boobs or butt or private parts. It just really makes me ugh. The only person's body I like female, really like, is my own. I really love that. I've got to really like that, but that's like, it's mine. That's why no one else is getting their hands on that, or not if I don't want them to, which is most of the time. It's like, please, it's mine. It's all for me. It's my precious time with myself. So yeah, just be very careful about people that miss out information. It's like when I'm on asexual dating sites, and when they just put their basic information as well. They don't even put whether they're asexual or not. Have you noticed that? I don't know if you've been on asexual dating sites. And some of the people, they don't even put whether they're asexual or not. And there was one guy on Asexuality, and I messaged him. And I thought, I don't even know if you're asexual or not, mate. And I emailed him because it said he had his email address. So I emailed him off Asexuality. He goes, oh, sorry, I'm looking for someone who I can start a family with. No mention that he's actually asexual. And his profile, it didn't say he was actually asexual. So it's kind of like, and I have a huge long profile description of what I'm interested in looking for a person. And I think that's so important. I mean, some people think I'm really picky, and I am really picky, but you're meant to be. If you don't hone down exactly what you want in life, you'll end up with trash, garbage, rubbish coming your way, because, you'll just be like open to anyone and everything, and that's actually not a good thing. You need to hone down what you want. See, I'm quite content and happy being single, even though I have a strong craving for a romantic relationship. I still love my single life. I'm still really, really happy on my own. I don't think it would suit me living with someone. I had my dad around who fixed a shower head for me. Well, my mum bought a new hose. Really, it's the landlord's responsibility, but lives in Spain and didn't want to pay a plumber. So my mum bought me the whole shower hose and didn't want the money back. She said, oh, don't worry, it's not very expensive. It was like $4.99. My dad fitted the shower hose. They don't live in my city. They live in a completely different one. And then my dad went into the kitchen and started cleaning the sink, scrubby stuff off the sink. And I said, the tap's leaking in the kitchen. There's nothing I can do about it. It's a landlord, but the landlord don't want to pay out, really, usually. So he's really good on some things. He did my bathroom, showering, but it took him like nearly 3 years to get stop all the mold and stuff. But he's spending a lot of money on the downstairs at the moment, so I do kind of get that. But yeah, so he started scraping the scum off, going, oh, you're not keeping it clean. I said, I hate cleaning, and besides, that's to do with water coming out the tap. I can't stop that. It's not my responsibility to stop the water coming out, and that's how it's built up. He's going, oh, it's messy, blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, I don't live with you. So it's like, I do clean my sink, but not, I'm not scrubbing that off. He was getting a knife and scrubbing it off. I'm like, do you know what I mean? It's build-up of residue from the water that's pouring out, but I'm not fussed, to be honest, I don't really go in my kitchen, and I don't want to bug my landlord too much, because I know that landlords can get funny, And he's been really good with my rent here. I like the amount it is. And in the past, if I start asking for too much, he threatens to put my rent up, and I don't want that. I've got a good relationship with my landlord, and I try not to ask him for too much because I just it's not really a little bit. Water coming out of the tap is not great because it's coming out the side of the tap, not the tap itself. But to be honest, it's not really a huge problem for me. It's more problem for my dad, I think. But he says, the landlord would be costing him like more money in water bills. But it's like, well, it's only if he wants to do it, isn't it, really, and get someone to do it and pay someone to do it, really. So but yeah, when my dad was saying that about stuff, I just thought, so glad I don't live with anyone. I don't want to live with anyone. I love living on my own. I don't want to be dictated to by some bloke, do this, do that, or rah, rah, rah. It's like my mum was like, why don't you like wash the net curtain? Because it's dirty at the bottom. I'm like, it's only going to get dirty again because that's the bottom of it that goes near the water anyway. It's just like, to me, it's like, what's the point? I'm just making more work for myself. It's like the old shower hose that came off the shower. My dad's, it's really nice for my dad to do the shower hose and, my mum to come around. Don't get me wrong, I love them for that. They're so kind and generous. Like, I can believe it. It's amazing. And my mum bought me a new shower mat, because I slipped down, as you know, last year. So my mum bought me this shower mat, which was really good because I needed that. So my parents are lovely like that. Don't get me wrong, I love them to bits, and it was amazing and kind that they did that. But like, I can't, I don't like someone really tell me what to do. And also, like, I don't really get fussed about certain things, like to do the house, it's not really important to me like it is to some other people. I'd rather do other stuff. It doesn't, I just think, well, it's going to make more work for you. Do you know what I mean? So I'd actually done loads of washing up, which I hate doing. And a load of it was on the rack. And because my dad was deciding to get this stuff off, which was to do with water residue, which is to do with scum, it went all over like the rack with all my washing up. So I'm like, I've got to clean all that again now. I hate washing up, as you know. So anyway, but it's still nice of them to come over and do all that stuff. Don't get me wrong, I'm really grateful and thankful to them. It's really nice of them to do that. But it's just like, when you assess situations like that and you don't want to live with someone, it's like when you're dating and thinking about a potential relationship, it's like, I really don't want to live with someone. I do not want someone telling me what to do and, and wasting my life, like not wasting my life getting a new shower head and shower, because that saved me time and saved me money and, great. But it's just like the cleaning off of the scum, the water scum stuff near the taps. It's like, well, it's just like, it's just like, wow, it doesn't bother me. Do you know what I mean? And also the hose, when my dad was like having the old hose, and he's like, oh, why did you leave it undone? Do it up. I'm like, what's the point in doing it up when I'm chucking it in the bin anyway? It's just making more work for yourself. I mean, that really was making more work for them himself, I can understand more than that curtain, but I mean, I've washed it before a long time ago, but it's like, it just gets dirty again quickly at the bottom of it, and then it's like, the other stuff building up. I don't see what the point is. It's like, well, it's a bit of water residue. It's not really a big deal to me. But the actual, I can get where he's coming from to a certain extent. But the coiling of the stuff that's just going in the bin, I mean, what is the point in that? It's just a waste of time. So anyway, I think it's really important that when you're in life that you really assess your relationship needs, like living together needs. I don't like anyone telling me what to do. I'll be quite frank with you. I mean, I've lived on my own for 14 and a half years now. Do I really want any bloke telling me what to do? Nope. Do I really want anyone telling me what to do? Nope. Do I love living on my own? Yep. Do I adore my flat? Yep. Am I very grateful and thankful for it? Yeah, it's amazing. I love living on my own. And it's times like that I'm thinking, do I really want to be in a relationship? But, I've got to remember that not every guy is like my father. Do you know what I mean? Not every, I'm glad he's like the way he is in the sense that, he came and was handy and fitted the hose when he didn't have to. It goes out of his way, and he didn't ask me for petrol money back. And, my mum even paid for the hose herself. And, you know, and they do really care about me. So I was glad about it. And I was glad he was cleaning the thing for me, but it was just like he was having a go at me at the same time doing it while he's doing it. It was like, well, why don't you just like do it and say, oh, I don't like to see it like this, so I will do it for you, rather than I don't like to see it like this, you live in a whatever, blah, blah, blah state. And it's like, well, no, really, it's just a little bit of soap scum. Doesn't affect me. I don't, he goes, oh, it's on the tap. I'm like, yeah, I drink bottled water. I don't drink out of the tap. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, anyway, it's just really important to your sexual needs, and it's really important that when you look at asexual dating sites and things like ASAP, that you look for missing information, because sometimes you can tell a lot by what a person doesn't say more than what they do say. And when I asked what type of the relationship they were actually after, they said, you know, because they said they didn't want to reveal what type of relationship on there, they was like, ask me. They said, what did they say? I'm like, I don't know if this is a red flag, or possibly, but but I don't know which way they meant it, because I kind of like, you know, like I'm really like a loved up 24/7 loved up relationship. Well, that's kind of like, I'm not sure if that's what they meant. But yeah, it says they said that they're seeking a deep connection with someone where it works like I'm high on any drug. And I get loved up on life, and I get high on romance and high on life. So in one sense, I kind of get where they're coming from and want the same thing in that regard, but not if it's coming from a place of I want the person to be absolutely besotted with me to the point where they haven't got a life of their own, or to the point where it becomes abusive. You know, you've just got to take people's words and see what they actually mean. See, because I don't know the person, they could mean that they just like love the feeling of being in love, and that they really want to keep the communication going and want to feel great off it all the time. But in another sense, they could mean like you're addicted to each other, which is not good, because then it becomes unhealthy. So, you know, you've got to read what they do put and what they don't say as well. It's really important. But you know, I think it's nice that I've heard from these two people. It'd be interesting if the one does Skype me tomorrow. But like I said, they're very different to me in what they're interested in, really. So I don't expect anything to come of it as such. And it's a shame, because I don't even think they're either not in the UK anymore, or they're going to be moving. So it's not really much point. You know, I don't want to get involved with someone who's moving. I always say this. I'm not interested in a long distance relationship. Long distance in this country I could possibly do. Like if I'm in Exeter, there in London, I could possibly do that. But not long distance as in another country, because I can't see them. I might never see them. I'm not prepared to do that, you know. I've got more and more guys turn up in my life, and I'm sure the right guy's going to come along and will have the right offer for me, you know, of a relationship that I want. And I just want to say to you, know, don't give up hope. And if people have got missing information, just bear in mind that is a red flag that they've even got missing information in their profile, you know. It might be delicate matter. They might want to talk to you about it. So that might be why they put it. But, you know, to be honest, why just be open and honest? If a person doesn't like you for who you are, then what's the point? You're better off without them. So, you know, just be careful. Just, you know, when you go on asexual dating site, and this is true of friends as well. You know, if you're looking for friendship, be very careful. You know, because sometimes it's a missing information. I mean, you could still end up like I'm friends with sexuals. You know, not just asexuals. I have a really good best female friend, and she's not asexual, and she's lovely, and I adore her to bits as a friend, obviously. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with being friends with sexuals, but just be careful if someone's trying to mislead you and they're on an asexual dating site and they're trying to mislead you into friendship when really they want more and they're not asexual. So just look at the information that you've got about that person, and look at any information that's purposely missing, where they want you to ask them privately. And if anyone's on an asexual dating site and then like asexualitic, and then say, oh, straight away message me on Gmail, like not in their profile, but they private message you, be very careful they're not after any money as well. So on asexualitic, they do put in their profile their other emails to contact them on. That's quite normal, because a lot of them don't pay for membership there and they can't private message. But if they straight away private message you so that you know they've got membership, and then they straight away say, oh, let's communicate on Gmail straight away without even asking you anything, that is a bit dodgy, especially if they say I've got an offer to make you. Just, you know, don't be bothered with people like that. It's not good. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Just stay safe. Take into account everything. Obviously, over the internet is only a certain amount of information you're going to get once from the person. That's why I really prefer in-person relationship anytime, you know, hands down, beats it, you know. But some asexual relationships will start online. It's pretty much guaranteed you're either going to meet someone in an asexual meetup or you're going to meet someone online for an asexual relationship. Those are the two main ways. It's not that likely that you're going to find the right asexual person just happens to be in your city. You know, I've got asexuals in my city, but they're not right for me, and I'm not right for them in a relationship. So, but it's still good to have friends. It's great. So yeah, attend asexual meetups if you can. It's really, really important. And don't forget, if you have got people interested in you from abroad, you know, if you do want to take it to the next level and, you know, it gets to that stage where you want to know more about the person, do Skype them, get to know them better, and see where things go. Anyway, until next time, embrace your quirky and each other. Thank you so much for watching all this time. I really appreciate you. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you on the next video or live stream. Take care. Lovely to see you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up.